Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I achieved this high ponytail within 30 minutes. So first you want to go in and spray your hair with heat protectant. I'm completely natural, so I want to keep my curls just the way they are. I then go in with the weightless oil because you don't want to put too much oil on your hair, and then the spritz or the holding spray does not make your hair stay in place. Being that I'm flat ironing my own hair and I wanted y'all to be able to see what I was doing, I started in the front. But of course, when I do my client's hair, I start in the back and I work my way to the front. Also, if you don't really know how to flat iron or you don't have the best flat iron, I would suggest that you use the chasing method with the comb. It's kind of harder to do on yourself in the back of your head, but it's pretty easy to do in the front because you can see what you're doing. So you want to comb your baby hairs out ahead of time. Now this is where it gets a little hard because you need a hot comb. I press my edges out just because I be wanting to look like I'm mixed, and I know I'm not, but I'm natural, so that hot comb definitely comes in handy when you want to get that fresh perm look. And this is something that if you do not feel comfortable hot combing your hair, please don't, because I do not want anyone to burn themselves. If you have somebody around that can do it for you, please do so. So this is actually my first time trying this method because I noticed that the whole beeswax thing, I haven't used beeswax in a long time actually, but I noticed that beeswax is really hard to get out of your hair, and of course it does give you that sleek look, but it also is extremely hard to get out your hair. So I tried to do this with just spritz and got to be spray only. So I actually what I'm going to do is, you can see me spraying it, but I wasn't really ready. I decided to put the back of my hair into a ponytail and tie it off so that I can basically put my hair in the ponytail in sections, not just pull all of it up at one time, because it's actually really hard to do it. I mean, some people can do it. I'm not a ponytail queen, so I'm not that good, but I'd rather do it in sections to make sure it's perfect. So now I'm going in and spraying my hair with spritz, and I let it dry a little bit, and then I take the hot comb and run it over top of it. And that's how you get that like perm look, but like the stiff perm look to the point where it's not going nowhere. And I did learn that it's best to let it dry a little bit before you put the hot comb on it, because if you don't, it'll turn into a wave like you see my middle did. you're now going to go in with your brush. I call it a dude brush because not very many women use these kind of brushes. But going with your brush and brush the top half of your hair into a ponytail. And this is where you're going to need the large rubber bands. I actually had never seen large black rubber bands before until I went into this one hair store and I was like, oh, this can help my ponytail sit up, so let me buy these. But they actually really do help. So make sure you get the large ones, and you also need small ones. So now that the front is done, you can go ahead and section the back in half. And I did the same thing that I did to the front. Sprayed Spritz, combed it, took the good old hot comb and made it nice and firm. If you want to take smaller sections in the back, you can. That'll just give it a more sleeker look, if you get what I'm saying. If you can, I would avoid leaning my head down when you're doing it back, because that just creates less tension. Not less tension, but you know how if you were to pull your hair up into a ponytail with your neck up, it'll be tighter when you bend your neck, but it'll be firm when you're relaxed. If I explain that right, I know y'all understand what I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. So you want to make sure you actually messed up, because I forgot to put Got to Be spray on it, but you want to make sure you spray Spritz and Got to Be spray and then tie it up immediately. I figured that me tying it up the way I did, I was going to make the back really flat, but I actually messed up the back by tying it up super tight. So don't do that. So now that we're all done with the ponytail, you're going to go ahead and braid your ponytail. Now, if your hair is shorter, you can add braiding hair to it. But being that my hair has grown so much and I'm so proud of it, I don't need braiding hair. And this is where the small rubber band is going to come into place. You're going to put that on the end of your braid so it doesn't come loose. And then you're going to use, I use 2 large rubber bands. Depending on how long your hair is will determine how many you need. And I'm sorry that I didn't catch this on film good enough. But you fold your braid in half and wrap the rubber band up the braid to create that I guess you would say the hiked up part of it. I don't know how to explain it. But you know how some people ponytails just fall back. You see how mine is like sitting? That's what the rubber band does. It makes it sit. So you always sew in the longest bundle first. It just, honestly, you don't even have to, but it just depends on how long you want your ponytail. If you want your ponytail to be longer, you need to put the longest bundle on the bottom, or either you can get shorter bundles and make your braid longer. Me, I didn't want that long horse tail, so I just made my ponytail short and my braid short, and I got longer bundles. And you're gonna wrap and sew around the braid until you get to the top. It's kind of complicated on yourself. It's really easy doing it on somebody else, but you get the hang of it after you get the track on the on that braid. Make sure that you're paying attention to how you wrap the actual tracks as you get down to the bottom of your braid, because when you go to wrap that piece around your ponytail, if your tracks aren't close enough together, you'll be able to see all your tracks, and you don't want that to happen. So when I finish sewing on my tracks, I then take the wraparound piece from the back of my ponytail. You don't necessarily want to take it from the front because, you know, sometimes it shows when you take it from the front. Now, throughout this whole process, you're going to be spraying either Got to Be Spray or Spritz on that piece and combing it as you wrap it around to make sure it's very smooth. Also, you want to wrap from the top to the bottom. You don't want to start your wrapping process at the bottom and work your way to the top and have to work back down to seal that end piece. I work from the top to the bottom, and as you see, my piece is getting thinner and thinner, and that's when I'm going to start to wrap it around the base of my ponytail. You can choose to use the Flatiron to seal it, but because I didn't use Got to Be spray, it wasn't really sealing too well, so I had to bobby pin it, and then I had to go back in and Got to Be spray it and flatten it again. Flattering it, it really seals the holding spray and makes it stay. And now you're gonna go in and flat iron your ponytail, and then after you're done flat ironing your ponytail, you're gonna slay them baby hairs. So with your baby hairs, you're going to spray Got to Be spray. No edge control, just Got to Be spray. And I had my dryer sitting in my lap, turned on cool so that it would help the spray dry. So as the spray is drying on your hair, you need to use your fingers and your comb or either your edge control brush to form those baby hairs. You see I'm pressing my finger into my hair and curving it and just taking it in the direction that I wanted to go in. And you need to do it as the hair is drying, because if you try to do it while it's wet and let it go, it'll start and turn into a wave. Mind you, I have to tell y'all that I do not have a relaxer, but I guarantee you somebody gonna think I did. So this is my final result. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll try my best to post as many videos as I can. Thanks.